Do you think you're worth your weight in salt? Thank you so much for joining us. We're continuing our verse-by-verse study, going through the book of Matthew. We are in Matthew chapter 5, verse 13 today, which says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men." Okay, so this is obviously having to do with some salt stuff. And what does salt have to deal with? So it used to be a very valuable commodity. It's known that in history that sometimes a Roman soldier would be paid in salt, which is where we get our expression, "Are you worth your weight in salt?" Salt was important. Salt does a few different things. Salt preserves. So Jesus was saying these things, and he's saying, he was telling us, you are the salt of the earth. So when he says this, what is he trying to say? There's a few different things I think we can take home from this. One, salt's preserving qualities. So they used to put it on meat and help things last longer, help all of these things. It keeps away the bacteria and things like that when it's super, super salted. As a Christian in the world, we should have a preserving quality to us. But what are we preserving? Well, I think we're preserving godliness. We're preserving a moral value. Places where there is no Christian moral value, they slide into depravity so quickly. And we're seeing that in America, where things are going towards just weirdness. When we take the Bible out of schools, when we tell people they don't need Jesus, they don't need God, they don't need His Bible, then things go weird. So it has a preserving quality. It also adds flavor. And it specifically talked about that in this verse, about the flavor side to salt. Christians, because of the Spirit living in us, a Christian should have and be able to share with the world things that are beautiful, things that are wonderful, music that is amazing, art that is wonderful. The Spirit of God living in us should give flavor to the world, a godly, beautiful, wonderful flavor to this crazy world around us. But there's one last thing I was thinking about that salt does. Salt actually brings life. When someone is severely dehydrated, if they just drink regular water, that's not going to help them much. It's hard to actually absorb the hydration from regular water, especially when you're severely dehydrated. But when you add some salt to it, it helps a person. It gives them some of that essential minerals, and it boosts things up. It boosts up the hydration in a way that without salt it wouldn't. And as a Christian, we should be bringing life to places that are dead. We should be sharing about what Jesus has done to bring life to us in this crazy world that we're around. Because there's a lot of ickiness out there, and without Jesus, we would be also dead. But Jesus brought us life, and now we can share that life with a lost and dying world around us. I sure love you guys.